would he actually drop his boys down in the water? That would be interesting if he did. Like before, I want to let him actually land the troops so we can kill him and get the XP. He is going to land him in the water. What the hell, man? Or, wait, what are you doing? You decide you're not going to do this after all? Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival on version 1.0. I'm an old guy gaming, and we're going to continue our episode here on the Swamp Planet. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't take any effort, and it does help the channel. Guys, I really appreciate all the support and the continuing rise in the subscriptions on the channel. Really appreciate that. I think it's awesome, and couldn't do it without you guys. So this is great. And between, you know, my Let's Play series and my tutorial series, it's just really gratifying, you know, to see the channel starting to grow a little bit, and just really appreciate that. I've been at this for damn near 3 years, not, you know, off and on a little bit here and there too, but so just appreciate it. And yeah, enough said about that. Okay, so as you can see, I have completely raised the outpost to the ground. I didn't take the towers, the sentry gun towers out, because those are just concrete. We don't need concrete. And so where we're currently at with our factory situation is that I've got the horizon completely covered for iron, completely covered for titanium. In fact, we've got enough titanium in here to even build the blacklight now. And so, and I got the production time knocked down to about 4.5 hours. So what I want to do in this episode is we're going to run back to the base really quick and drop a few things off. But what I actually want to do, at least for part of this episode, is I want to find there's a couple of crashed capital vessels and at least one broken engine, maybe even two. In fact, let's take a look in our registry for that. So let's see. I know we have, okay, there's one broken engine there. And I thought there was 2 broken engines that I had found. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. But there, as you can see, there's 2 or 3 crashed capital vessels as well. Oh yeah, there's 2 broken engines. Perfect. Okay. And so we're gonna hit those for salvage, and maybe we'll luck out and get, like, you know, a large capital engine off of one of those, and that's going to give us some serious salvage, including probably enough to cover our entire Erestrum and Zascosium requirements for the horizon here. I did mention this at the end of the last episode, and I've given this a little more thought since then too, and I think the right move for me right now is to bring the horizon in. This is it's a T2 capital vessel, and I might even look into upgrading it to T3 so we can get our CPU efficiency to 100%. Not that 99's that bad, but, you know, but probably even more so that we can increase its storage capability so we can start hauling larger amounts, or handling rather larger amounts of salvage. The problem with the little Stingray here, as you can imagine, is that I was only able to, you know, pick up so many blocks, and then I had to stop and then throw those in the factory, and then I was only able to pick up so many blocks, and then I had to stop and put them in the factory. And, you know, I mean, we got it done for sure, but I would rather be able to reduce the number of times we have to do that. And so in order for that to happen, we need a ship with more hauling capability. Plus the Horizon's going to get us, you know, around, and we can use it. It in fact has a docking bay built exactly for the Stingray here in Project Eden, so that's already covered. And you know, our long-term goal, of course, is still to bring the blacklight in and my Tier 4 Jade Jet, but I think we're going to be better served to you know, go the Horizon route first as a kind of a stepping stone to that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go home, wherever home happens to be. It should be up to the north. Here we go. And just drop a few things off, check the garden, get something to eat. In fact, we probably should do that right now. Yeah, let's eat this pizza that we looted. That got us a lot of food back. And then I will meet you at our first salvage destination, and we'll go from there. Okay, so see you in a bit. All right, guys, we are back at the base here. And we're about ready to go, but there's a couple things I wanted to show you. So I have, first thing is we are now level 21. So we hit that level off camera by shooting a couple more monsters whilst we were finishing taking down the outpost. And what was I going to say? Oh, never mind. Yeah, where we're taking down their outpost. And so what I want to do is I want to go to weapons, and I want to learn laser rifles so that we can make the ammo for the laser rifle. I also want to learn the T2 and the plasma cannon, but we're not going to actually do the plasma cannon yet because I don't have enough Arrestrum to make the ammo for it. But we will eventually do that because I do like the plasma cannon. It's next to the T2 rocket launcher. These are my two favorite heavy weapons in the game. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go into here, and we're going to queue up. We're going to queue up a bunch of laser rifle cells. So this is an output count of 10, so that gives us 500, 1,000. Let's do 2,000 of those. And we are going to need to move some pentaxid into the input. And I have lots of pentaxid in output, or overflow rather. So let's just move maybe about half of those into the input so we have enough to cover all of that ammunition. I also have made up some more multi-charges, some more 15 mil bullets, which is going to go into the Stingray. I have some extra cores that we're going to put in the Stingray for looting, and a cargo box that we're going to need as well. I think, yeah, let's just leave that stuff there for now, the projectile rounds. And this one is what's catching the laser rifle cell. I just changed this overflow to the output of the large constructor temporarily while I was making the big armored concrete blocks. Now this guy, I just had, right before I started the camera, I just had to make a minigun turret. Because of the problems that we had with the drones in the last episode, what we're going to do with this minigun turret is when we are parked and doing a POI, I'm just going to set this down on the Stingray somewhere. I mean, I'd kind of like to put it in the middle, but I don't really want to set it on top of those thrusters. So I guess what we will have to do is, I mean, we can just plop it down there. And that's not going to stay there. That's just there while we're inside doing a POI, okay? One of the reasons, besides the fact that it looks like shit because it's not actually attached, but it also puts us a bit over the CPU limit, in fact, quite a bit over, because the ship was already right at the limit. But I think with 89%, it should still work, and again, it's just set down temporarily so that we can have a little bit of protection when drones come by. So that's the idea behind that. Good gravy, man. It's just hot all over the place on this thing. Okay, let's go ahead and retrieve this, and we will put it inside of the yeah. Give me that and go to the Stingray and put it inside the Stingray. Okay, so that's done. I replenished the ammo in here too. So we're waiting for the laser cells. I have a bunch more Promethium cooking up in here, so I've divided it several Promethium ores amongst the 4 survival constructors, so that's making the small packs for us because it's free. And while we're waiting for that laser, excuse me, laser rifle ammo, let's get the laser rifle on our toolbar. We're going to put that in 1, we're going to put the pulse rifle in 6, and I'll just keep the sniper rifle in my inventory for now. And I don't think we need to carry the assault rifle with us anymore. I mean, we've got the pulse rifle, the T2 pulse rifle. There's just no point in having an assault rifle too. Okay, let's talk about the garden for a second. I am very irritated with these plants. They are, I'm gonna say they're bugged. They have to be bugged, you guys, because this garden has been planted for several days, in real life days, and several gameplay hours, and they are still, for whatever reason, not ripening. So it's these 5 pumpkin plants and this 1 space orange back here. And I've been patient with these plants, and they're still not working. I've tried logging out, logging back in, and they should have matured way long before now. So I'm going to say that they're bugged, because I just don't. There's no other explanation for it. There's plenty of warmth. As you can see, as I walk over each crop lot, they're 77 degrees Fahrenheit, like they're supposed to be. The base itself, we sealed that the other day with this little shutter door, so the base itself is even warm. There's just no reason whatsoever for these things not to be sprouting, so other than to say that they're bugged. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and spawn in the produce that I should be getting from these plants, so that we can start our food production, because I should have been able to harvest these gardens probably twice by now. And then what we'll do is we'll harvest the rest of the garden, and then we'll just see if they ripen on the next cycle. If they don't ripen on the next cycle, then we know for sure they're bugged, and at that point I'll probably replant them, because I just don't know what else to do about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in here, and we're going to enable the item menu, and we've got 5 pumpkin plants. That's 8 produce each. So let's type in vegetables, and so we need 40 vegetables for those 5 pumpkin plants. And then we have 1 orange plant, which is fruit, and we need 8 fruit for that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this stuff in here, and we're going to connect to the fridge, and then pick the rest of the garden. There we go. And now we can get started once again on our ration production. So I'm going to queue up 10 of those, and then whatever's left over, I'm going to turn into cheeseburgers. We probably won't get 30 cheeseburgers, and we definitely won't get 10 rations, but we'll just queue that much up so that way we're covered. Okay, so that takes care of that. Yeah, I hate to do stuff like that, but I feel justified in doing it, because, I went to the effort to legitimately get these plants and plant them, and waited for them to ripen, and they're not doing it. So, hope you guys don't mind that I did that, but it's done. And like I said, I think that was okay for me to do. All right, anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead. We actually need to eat. Let's go ahead and throw back a couple of cheeseburgers here. And then we also have an energy bar. Let's just use that to completely top ourselves off. I think I still have some... Yeah, I've got 2 more meat burgers in there. And of course, we do have these 3 rations in here, but, I don't want to eat those yet. I want to have a decent supply of those before we start actually eating them, as what you might call normal food, as opposed to emergency food. Okay, so that's done. Are we done with our cells? No, we're still going on those. So, you know what, though? That's enough for now. We'll get the rest of those later, because I want to get moving here. So, let's make sure this is loaded. In fact, let's make sure all of our weapons are loaded. I would like to put... let's put the pulse rifle here. And we'll put the multi-tool here, and we'll put the drill here for the moment. Alright, so what are we doing? We are waiting for laser cells. No, actually, I think we decided we had enough laser cells to go. So, let's disconnect from whatever we're connected to. And yeah, we'll wait for the next cycle with the plants that are working, and we'll see if these ones also kick in. If they don't, then they are well and truly bugged, and we'll just replant them. I mean, I don't know what else to do at that point. Okay, so guys, I think we're ready to go do some salvaging. So we have, let's just double check and make sure we got everything we need. So I got charges there. We got our multi-tool. Okay, we're good to go there. Let's look in the stingrays here. We got cores, we got an extra cargo box, which we're going to need to get that large engine, because it's way too big for us to fit in the small vessel itself. Oh, did we check the fuel on the base? Yeah, we're good. I am going to probably, at the end of this episode off camera, go ahead and put my solar panels in up on this little knoll here too. But we'll do that off camera. Okay, let's go ahead and go. So we're going to look in here in our registry, and we're going to switch. Oh, it looks like I already have that switched to bases. And there's two broken engines on this planet. And those guys usually have large engines or even XL engines in them for capital vessels. So let's just do a show on HUD for that and fly over there and get ourselves some really nice salvage to go towards our capital vessel. Okay, here we are at the broken engine. Let's go ahead and take that off of our map. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just get down right about here-ish. Maybe back up a little bit too. Looks like we got monsters down below trying to eat us. Okay, we're going to pop out of... Actually, hold on. Let's do another scan just to make sure that there's no red dots or anything moving towards us. I think we're okay. Alright, let's go ahead and connect to our ship here. Put a core down. And the container. So it doesn't really matter where we put this, so we'll just pop that right there. Let's put the container right next to it, but let's turn it into the large container that has 32,000 storage units. And we'll just put that down any old place too. Okay. Now, what we want to do is let's go here and just auto-group everything. And we've got one XL thruster. This is the grand prize here, but then we also have a medium thruster and an RCS-2 that we want to get to. So let's have this show on HUD and this show on HUD. But this guy's just right in the back there, so we can find that easily. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to disconnect from the Stingray, and we want to connect to the container on the broken engine that we just placed, because we're going to need its volume to salvage the XL engine into in order to then place it in the factory, because we can't place that thing inside of here. It's way too big for the capacity of our small vessel. Okay, now let's go ahead and go over here, and this is the big one right here. We want to make sure that we are on whole block, retrieve blocks. We are still connected, right? Yeah, okay. All right, let's grab this thing. Lots of hit points on this sucker. It's a good thing we have a T2 multi-tool. It would take forever to lift this thing up with a T1. Alright, so did we get that into... Why does it say we... Wait, what? What just happened? Did we get it in here? That's the thing that we need to find out. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I lost connection. That was weird. Unless I just was right on the very edge of it and we got out of it. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay, so now for the other things, let's just reconnect to that again. Hopefully it'll behave. And we want to go Alright, you know what? Screw this. What we're going to do is we're going to connect back to the Stingray for the moment. Because we should be able to pick those other things up in here. That way we're not fighting that thing. I could get my body a little closer to it if we needed to, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, so let's get this RCS. And then it looks like we're going to need to dig down to get the thruster here. So that shouldn't be a problem. There it is right there. Okay. Good. All right. Let's pop back into our body here for a second. Now what we want to do is go back to... Here, let's just grab these first. And we're going to go to the factory. And plop those in and that in. Okay. And then we're going to go back to the wireless menu and we're going to connect back to the broken engine. Put that on our toolbar and then go to the factory. Okay, now, yeah, we should be able to get this in here. Now, what we're trying to do is I'm hoping what we can do is fulfill the Z&E in particular with this engine. I'm not sure if it will, but I hope that it does. The rest of this stuff is relatively easy for us to get, so let's just see what happens. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. We got lots of Z&E, and I figured we probably would. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so that was, you know, that was the main reason why we did this. I probably gave us a few other things too, but yeah, that's what I was hoping to accomplish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to connect back to the Stingray, and I'm going to pick up the cargo bin, and then there's not really anything else on here that we need. Is that not hitting him? Oh, I guess it was. There's not really anything else on here that we need. I think it's all just, the rest of it is just steel. Yeah. Okay, cool. That worked out pretty good. Let's jump back up here. And we will get the components back from this guy. Are we still connected? Yeah. And we are finished here. Let's do the same thing at the next broken engine, just so that we can get that stuff into the factory, because we're going to need it for other stuff too, of course. So let's see, where was that other broken engine? And then we have a couple capital vessels we can hit and pretty much do the same kind of thing with those. Let's go to the registry. And we want to find that other broken engine. There's two on the planet, I believe. Right there. Okay, so that's there. Let's just do a show on HUD. And it's 15 kilometers that way. Alright, let's do an Atmo jump to get to that, because it's going to be quicker. Well, you know what, though? If we're going to do an Atmo jump, we need this to be an actual waypoint. Otherwise, we won't be able to see it from space. Okay. Did I say an Atmo jump? I meant an orbital jump. Make sure there's nothing real nasty nearby that is going to want to eat us. Okay, so we need to change our heading and kind of go this way. Got something right that's not too far behind us. I think we're okay. We just got to be vigilant. Because space is a lot more dangerous now than it used to be. So we'll hit this other broken engine, and then after that, we'll take a look and see where the nearest crash capital vessel is, and we'll start getting stuff out of there. By the time we hit all the capital vessels on this planet, you know, and salvage all their stuff, their whole blocks into the factory, I'll bet you we'll be very close to being able to bring in the Horizon without having to add too much more, like just raw ingots and stuff like that. There's a few things that I'm sure we will have to, just because they're going to be hard to find in salvage, but for the most part, I think we'll be in good shape. Enemy troop transport, huh? You don't want me to take the other broken engine? Alright, well, we can deal with you. Where are you guys coming from? There's a level 1 outpost. We'll probably go hit that too and get it raised to the ground. The first one we did in the last episode was a level 3, so this one should be a little easier to do. There it is. Okay, so is he gonna... would he actually drop his boys down in the water? That would be interesting if he did. Like before, I want to let him actually land the troops so we can kill him and get the XP. He is going to land him in the water. What the hell, man? Or, wait, what are you doing? Did you decide you're not going to do this after all? We'll let him get to the shore, and if he doesn't land, we're going to take him out. I never figured out why these ships don't shoot. It looks like they have a cannon in their nose, but they don't ever shoot. Okay, you gonna land your boys down here? He certainly doesn't look like he's going to. Whoops. Where'd you go, man? Projectile pistol and some Promethean packs. All right, so it might... is it going to let me still put this in here? Yep, it sure did. Okay. So that got us up to 308 Z&E in the factory, which is really nice. And then we'll plop these guys in and this in. Very cool. All right, just out of curiosity, if we go back to the black light for a minute, that, where does that put us? Oh, we've got over 5,000 the rest of his Ascosium that we're gonna have to feed into that, among other things. So we got a ways to go on that, but that's okay. We're making good progress though on the Horizon. So we got it down to 4 hours and 20 minutes. Sathium's gonna be the biggest thing, and we probably are going to have to put ingots in for that. Unless we can find a whole bunch of like xenoblocks or something, because hardened blocks now are titanium. I wonder if combat steel though is also Sathium. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I think it might be now that I think about it some more. Anyway, we're making good progress though. Definitely making good progress. So let's get our container back here, and we need to switch back to the small vessel. And we'll get our components back from that, and that is it. So the 2 broken engines on this planet have now been looted. Very valuable cargo. Really good stuff to put into the factory. Okay, so let's see what is next on the list here. We've got, let's go back to the registry. So we've got 2 or 3 wrecked capital vessels on this planet. Still a whole bunch of smugglers' barges too, but that doesn't have really good stuff on it. There, crashed capital vessel. Ooh, that one doesn't even look like it's in the water. Nice. Okay, let's book or just do a show on HUD for that. Yeah, it's only 5K out. It's probably not worth doing an orbit jump to get to it. So where are we at here? Over this way. Okay. Ooh, we are low on food. We'll eat our last 2 burgers. And, you know, we should have some rations when we get back, so if we have to throw back a ration, then we have to throw back a ration. This is one of those Stonehenge-looking places. There's several of these on this planet. Most of them are near the South Pole. And I'm not sure what the deal is with them, but they're in, you know, they're in this circle, and then they kind of have an opening on both ends. And then, you know, there's like a center stone in the middle. So it's fascinating. I'm not sure what purpose it serves, though. Kind of cool. All right. Well, let's go over to the crash capital vessel. Oh, okay. That's the Hakon vessel. That's got some good thrusters and stuff in it. Let's deal with this guy. Hello, Mr. Swamp Golem. We can't put Xeno substrate in the factory. I tried that earlier and it didn't work. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're gonna name this loot. Quite a few thrusters on this ship. Lots of thrusters. Couple fridges, bunch of fuel tanks. Crap ton of lights that'll give us silicon. O2 tanks, ventilators, RCS, landing gears. Oh, 2 rocket launchers. Those are pretty valuable. That should give us some pretty good material. So yeah, let's actually start with those. So let's show those on HUD. Oh, that is the rocket launcher. Oh, shoot. That all fell under the ground. I can't grab it. Okay. There's a thruster. Let's grab that. Yeah, there's a lot of salvage on the Hakon. Lots of salvage. Let's see what that gets us in our factory. So we want to go here. Actually, no, we want to go here first. Put the 2 rocket launchers down here. Let's do that thruster and this iron. Okay, so let's see what this gives us. So neo, silicon, cobalt, copper. Okay. Getting closer. Almost down to 4 minutes now. So put that in there. Okay, so we've got a bunch of thrusters that collectively are going to give us some really good materials. And the fuel tanks and the O2 tanks will contribute the ventilators to some extent. But basically, guys, you can see what is on the ship here. So I think we are going to wrap up this episode, and I'm going to just spend some time off camera here working on looting the ship and salvaging these major components. I don't know if I probably won't get, raise the blocks to the ground. I might eventually, but I probably won't do that like now, because it's going to take quite some time. We'll see. But I am going to get all the major components off the ship now and get those into the factory. And then probably will continue going to the other crashed capital... Oh, I see red coming in. The other crashed capital vessels. And do pretty much the same thing. And I'll just, bring you updates as we go along. I'm also, like I said, planning on doing the solar panels, getting those put up and continuing to work on the farm. And, I'll just bring you back at some point with an update on where we are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share out the video, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.